so many people here tonight. And also in my favourite bookshop. You know, I love this place. And there are a couple of more exciting things because Annie Evatt, my publisher from Australia, I mean, she didn't just come for this reading tonight, she's doing other things in Europe, but she's here with the family. And Sharon Ruttheiser, who does all my covers, and there's this one as well, is also here. And it's just wonderful having all this support, so thank you very much. Mercury Blobs is a collection of stories that I used to be called Mercury Blobs by a writing teacher years ago because he'd say, you're like a blob of mercury, you're all over the place, drop you on the lab floor, you're beautiful but you've got no structure. And so I was nicknamed Merc for a long time. I still am by people from that time. And I'm getting on a bit and I'm sort of very conscious of time going by, and I didn't want to self-publish, but Annie Evatt and I, or Annie Evatt as the publisher of this, we were part of an editorial group that salvaged New Sun Rising Stories for Japan to raise money for the Fukushima appeal through the Japanese Red Cross. And I'm very proud to say that Frederica Burka gave us a poem and a translation through her official translator for this book, and there are some fabulous people from all over the world. Sharon has some artwork in it, Ida has a story in it, and we're very proud of this. It's already raised about €350 in royalties, and you know that Amazon takes, you know, you don't get that much in the end, but that we've sent to the Red Cross. And so when Annie and I got this out, and under her imprint in Australia, in Brisbane, Raging Aardvark, I said to her, hey, we work so well together, will you be my publisher? And
I said, sure.
And she said, sure. And so that's what
to work with
started
you again.
this wonderful thing. And so Mercury Blobs was put together, a young writer, editor, Nick Perring in the UK, because I was a bit nervous. I didn't want to let Annie down, and so I wrote to him and I said, look, Nick, will you just tell me, here's all my stuff, I can't see it anymore, what goes in, what goes out, what order do you think would work? And so he did. And I'd met Robert Allen Butler at a conference over several years, and he asked me, what are you doing? And I said, a collection I'm putting together that no publisher would touch, not with the name Mercury Blobs, not with me insisting on wanting artwork from my friend Sharon Ruttheiser, who does all my covers. And he said, well, send it to me. And I said, it's not your sort of thing. And he said, let me be the judge of that. Anyway, I didn't send it because I was scared. And at Christmas he said, look, did you send the thing? Because I've lost it, I haven't got it. And so I sent it, and then I was shaking like mad thinking, then I wrote to him saying, look, if this isn't your thing, please don't put your name to it. And he came back and he said, this is wonderful. He gave me a beautiful blurb on the book, and I'm so proud that Robert Allen Butler, who I think is one really terrific writer, flash fiction he does too, he's got a fabulous book called Severance, if you ever come across that, and a few other books. Just look up his Amazon. He's writing mysteries and crime novels now as well, and he won the Pulitzer for a short story collection about Vietnam. Anyway, this is Mercury Blobs. Before I start there, just to get all the books out of the way, there's a little old lady who lives down the back of my garden whose name is Astrid L. She writes erotic tales, and this book isn't really available yet, but again, Sharon was kind enough to do this beautiful cover and black and white artwork throughout the book, which the pieces are really lovely. And this little old lady down the back of my garden, trying to steal my thunder, has also got a book out. Is it in English? Of course it's in English. She's an Anglo little old lady. You know, I keep her under. Anyway, so
we don't let her out very often, do we?
That being said, Raging Aardvark again has agreed to publish that, and I'm really grateful. I'm so happy you're here. So with not much further ado, I thought it's not flash fiction. There's a lot of flash fiction in here. Today is what the Brits call National Flash Fiction Day, but I call it International Flash Fiction Day. There's a flash mob going on, people from all over the world. It's flashing all over the way, all over the place. And so there's some very short pieces in here, quite a few of them, but I do have some longer stories. I thought I'd start with, say, one or two of the longer stories. We have a break, and then I'll give you 5 or 6 flash pieces. Is that okay? Okay. A lot of these stories I've seen in retrospect seem to have been triggered by, through, or in Vienna.